Connor Murphy, Alex and Michael, how long before you see the people, left and the right, turn on the police?
Oh.
Here's my problem.
I'll tell you. Listen.
Let me get, okay. Like, they asked us, but okay, but you could talk.
I know, I'm cutting in because,
Come on.
Do you guys see the second autonomous zone in Portland, the Red House Autonomous Zone?
No.
Yeah, just launched last.
So I completely disagree with Antifa expanding their borders outside and surrounding other homes and taking over these streets. But I'll tell you this right now, I'm not going to give any sympathy or respect to cops who are evicting people from their homes at a time when the government took away their ability to make money, and so they can't pay their bills.
That's what I was going to say. I was driving here. I meant to make the point. You can't say you're non-essential and then bankrupt somebody to be evicted and then take them out of their house.
Exactly.
You can't. That's what they're saying in New York. Like, my bar can't stay open. I'm going bankrupt.
Yes.
And then the cops are the ones who are coming and violating the Constitution. I call them oath breakers. And like in New York, we have the right to peaceably assemble, to live our lives, pursue happiness, the 14th Amendment. And the cops come and say, we don't care, just give us money.
But I want to be
Oath
clear.
breakers.
I want to be clear. You've been following me for a long time. I've followed you. I used to be Mr. Anti-Cop.
That's me.
Well, yeah, but I don't like arbitrary authority. I don't like thugs. The average cop isn't that, but the system's corrupt.
The average cop is most certainly that.
Okay, fine. All I'm saying is blaming the average cop makes us blame the cop instead of the political system to change the laws.
Oh, give me a fucking break. If a German Shepherd can do your job, maybe we're using the word hero a little bit loosely. Every single law passed by these governors and senators is a love letter to Santa without these men and women in badges willing to enforce these laws.
Malice,
I'm not going to get talked over at this one.
I'm not disagreeing with you that cops aren't bad a lot of the time.
They're bad.
I'm saying
I'm going to finish my point whether you like it or not.
Or blaming the TSA is a cop-out. We've got to blame the political system.
Cop-out is exactly the goal. Get rid of these damn cops, and I'm going to make my point. Every single one of these laws and lockdowns and quarantines.
They're not laws.
Decrees.
They're not laws.
Yeah, they're martial law.
I'm going to start from the beginning until I get my point. I don't care.
Right. But if you say they're laws,
I'm saying if people stop blaming the cops and blame the laws, we'll change the goddamn laws.
I don't care what you're saying. I care
There's
what I'm
no
saying.
law.
And what I'm saying is
the regulations.
They're not that either.
Made up
Fine, start
decrees.
over.
It's edict.
All right,
Yes.
let Mike
It's the only
Michael
definition is
Malice,
edict.
go ahead. You too. Go ahead. Make your point.
every single law that is passed by these governors and senators that violate the Constitution are love letters to Santa without men and women in badges willing to enforce them on innocent people. Every single cop does this knowingly and consciously all the time. Every cop is a criminal, without exception. Many of them are nice people. Many of them are smart people. They're all criminals.
That's
So
Rolling
the
Stone
cops who
song.
quit, who are on video, who pull up and they're like, I'm quitting. I won't do this. Or all the sheriffs who have said no.
I don't have a road to redemption like Jack Dorsey for these people. For years, they keep us unsafe in our homes. I'm in New York. Where's my Second Amendment rights? I'm only unsafe because of these damn
No,
cops.
Michael, I get your point. You're absolutely right. I'm saying blaming the average cop, though, we should change the law and take the government over.
Yeah, we
The
just got to
cops
vote. We just got to vote in the right people, Alex.
Okay, so let's blame the cops. What do we do?
First of all, have increased contempt for them by the citizenry, which is starting to happen. Second of all, realize that they are the teeth
But
of
Soros wants that because he wants to take the cops over.
Just because Soros wants it doesn't mean it's automatically wrong. Number one, the cops are the ones who are implementing Soros's vision, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, that's my point. So to have privatized police, just same way you don't have a government monopoly on healthcare, makes no sense to have a government monopoly on security.
You want to hear a story?
Marginally.
In Pennsylvania, they have really great gun rights. Not the best, but a lot better than other places. New Jersey is called one of the evil seven, where they have basically no gun rights. It's very, very difficult. There was a story I was told where a woman was from Pennsylvania and she wanted to go to Atlantic City, which is like a 45-minute drive, maybe an hour drive from Philadelphia. So she was just some doofy little normie woman, didn't really know much, and she made the mistake of legally owning a weapon and driving to Atlantic City and got pulled over. Being the good citizen she was, she respectfully and politely told the officer that she was carrying her weapon. And the officer said, "Oh, thank you, ma'am. Please step out of your vehicle." And she goes, "Okay." And she gets out because she's good. Place your hands behind your back. You're under arrest. It's a felony. She got charged with a felony. She was looking at like 4 years in prison. And the NRA intervened, and that's the only reason she didn't go to prison.
I know the story, yeah.
There's a story I remember when I was growing up in Chicago. This was when I was like 20. A woman from, I think, Kentucky or Tennessee had a legal concealed carry, and she had a revolver. She was in her 70s. She went to visit Chicago for the first time to go to the we call it the Sears Tower. It's the Willis Tower now. And as she was preparing to go in, There was metal detectors, and she informed them. She's like, I do have my concealed carry with me. And they said, right this way, ma'am. And they walked her, and they cuffed her, and they came. Felony charge. She went to prison 4 years.
Yeah.
She went to prison. An old woman. And I wonder about this. I was talking to a guy at a shop, and I said, when a person is clearly from Philadelphia, where it's completely legal, they're a law-abiding citizen. This lady was apparently like, late 40s, old mom woman, wanted to go to spend the weekend in Atlantic City and have fun by herself. Who is this cop to be like, I'm going to put you in prison for this?
No, I agree.
Instead of being
there
like,
are
you know
bad
what he
cops that implement tyranny. I agree.
And you know what he could have done? He could have said, ma'am, it's actually illegal what you're doing, but I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to give you an escort back to Philadelphia. Please, don't bring that back into the state because it is
you're
against
right.
the law.
There are cops implementing tyranny, and they're bad.
Oath breakers.
I'm saying we need to change the laws. Because here's the deal. I used to attack the TSA all day long until they were like listeners, like, please be nice to us. We're just trying to get paid our job. Please change
disgusting.
the law.
I'm just gonna treat you like garbage, and I'm getting paid for it. I need my respect. You are. You know what they call them in Britain? The filth, and with good reason.
The cops?
Yes, and the TSA even
Michael
worse.
Malice, listen, it's easy to shit on the cops all day.
You know why? Because they are shit.
Because they got problems. What about
Who doesn't have problems?
I'm going to tell you, it's a cop-out to blame the cops. Screw bad cops. You got to change
no
the
good
law,
cops.
man.
There are
You
no
gotta-
good cops.
Okay, fine. All the cops are bad.
Yes.
I think it's.
But let's say this. I'm saying change the law. Stop copping out to say it's the cops. We have to change the law.
The Second Amendment guarantees my right to a gun, and I do not have it. These laws are a joke, and you know they're a joke.
But most
this is what you
cops are
talk about all the
pro-gun.
time. But they're not. That makes them hypocrites.
Oath breakers.
How many? If you put your hands on a young person who is selling drugs and you put them to get arrested and have them be traumatized, you are the enemy of civilized human beings.
I don't think nonviolent people should be in prison, and I'm not a worshiper of the police. And I should be the main guy attacking the police. I'm saying we don't get reform that way. Let's change the laws.
I don't believe in reform. I believe in abolition.
Well, okay,
You want to reform?
You want to abolish the police?
Of course.
So
I did not know that.
Explain.
I just explained
If
it
everybody
earlier.
was
Yeah, I
basically
guess so.
armed, who then gets somebody to go to court when somebody steals your car or steals your house?
You would have private. There's no. You've been involved in legal systems as I have, and you know perfectly well what
Private wars.
and also how expensive they are. How much the average person does not have access to legal services. You have to buy a lawyer, which costs more than buying a surgeon. If you had a private system where there's private adjudication, which we have already, it would be a lot easier things to get resolved quickly, and you would have a lot more access to free situations, and you would have ratings for these different legal systems. What?
Look,
Also,
I don't want to interrupt you. I was just saying. Luke agrees.
Keep going. Finish it. I'm
That was
kinda
my
agreeing.
point.
I was going to say the elites don't really follow the laws, just like Jeffrey Epstein. and
Just
their
like
friends.
they don't pay taxes.
Yeah.
Do you know that the politicians? There's an old saying. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've been there, but the local politicians in Chicago are allowed to carry concealed.
What about Mayor Bloomberg?
Well, no, all the Democrats get to go get their hair cut.
Yes.
And they get to have armed security
But look,
guards.
When
what
Donald
were you
Trump,
saying?
here's the thing: if you were a Trump voter, that's your prerogative. If you thought there was any chance that Hillary Clinton was going to jail, you are so removed from reality. I don't even know.
Seriously.
Because they can't, because she'll release all the other info.
Well, it's not even that. These people never get consequences. When did a Hillary Clinton, Richard Nixon? None of these people go to jail. They never have consequences. Alex. You talk about this constantly. How many receipts do you have over the years of these horrible people admitting to horrible things and nothing ever comes of it?
Well, Epstein finally got his neck broken.
Sure.
But how many stories died with him? How many victims never got justice with that execution?
No, I agree. They got rid of his ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.